Hello and welcome to Aviation 101 with Laura. Today we are going to unpack some PIREPs, practice reading them, and especially, I like these. These are crazy remarks. And these are all real PIREPs that either I found or my students found. I teach a meteorology class. I do give like extra credit for finding interesting PIREP remarks. So these have all been reported to me through that class or through me finding them. So let's hit it up with the first PIREP in our series. So the series of remarks, the pilots don't have to include the remark. There are certain things that should always be in a PIREP, such as the location and the time, and we will go through those. If you want to see a more thorough unpacking of PIREPs, check out my other video about PIREPs. I'll link to it in the video description. So UA is going to be our normal priority PIREP. That's the first piece that we see here. Then /OV, that always makes me think over. So like, where were they? And here, it's just very simple. They're over the fix called trigger, TRGGR. And we have a time, slant, TM is what time in UTC. The slant FL200, so that is going to be your altitude, and it's supposed to be given by the pilot in feet above mean sea level. So this one is 20,000 feet, decoded. /TP is a type of aircraft. I tell my students, you don't have to memorize all of these, but a lot of them are very obvious. So like this one is a 737-800. And then SK is sky condition. So this is the pilot is saying the tops of the clouds they found were at 20,000 feet. Again, it's supposed to be given in height above mean sea level. Then here's the remark. ZFW, I didn't put that on my thing, but that's that it was given to Fort Worth Center. And that's who encoded the PIREP. But the remark, plain language, pilot says I do not want to fly through this. Nice. I like that one. Okay, here's another one. Now this one is urgent priority, and we can tell that because UUA is for urgent PIREPs. All right, we have the same like over, except for it's coded differently. You can read these as, and let's draw on it here, over this location. Usually it's a VOR if it's coded like that. I did look it up. It is the Klickitat VOR, so it's out in the Pacific Northwest. 080 degree radial at 16 miles, should be nautical miles, is how that's supposed to be coded. So that's where they were at. So basically they were east of the Klickitat VOR. The time, that's like the last one. You can decode that. The aircraft was at 8,000 feet MSL. You can see even if it's not in the technically flight levels, they still encode PIREPs with /FL. And then the aircraft type, we see a lot from 172s. They're very common aircraft. Okay. TB is turbulence. So we had severe turbulence. And then the remark is crazy. The wife was screaming in the background, apparently heard by ATC. Again, this is a real PIREP. And they gained 400 feet. Apparently, they're flying through like a squall line. I'm not 100% sure. And ZSE is that it was taken by Seattle ATC. Okay, here's an interesting one. This is an aircraft report. Notice it is not UA or UUA. It is ARP. That means it's an aircraft report. And it's identified for us next here by, it says United Airlines 2626. Cool. So these are different when you look at the coding. The next group is going to be the aircraft's position. Okay, it doesn't say like OV like you see on a normal PIREP. The next group is the time. The next one is the altitude. So here the aircraft, and they don't put FL, again, because this is an aircraft report, the coding comes out differently, but it was at 34,000 feet. Temperature was recorded at -55. The next group is the wind. So the wind was from 280 at 41 knots. Turbulence, that group is the same except for it doesn't have a slant. They said there was no turbulence. Sky condition, again, same kind of group except for no slant. Clear. We haven't seen this one yet in this video. Icing. They didn't get any icing. And then we have the remarks. So here it's an A320 Airbus. It's not encoded as the type of aircraft. Again, these aircraft reports aren't in the same exact coding as you see with normal PIREPs. And they do have a little bit more information. They are over the Pawnee City VOR. And then we have our fun little plain language remark, Iowa looks amazing. Cool. No idea why they encoded that one, but interesting. Good practice to look at an aircraft report. Okay, so here's another one, a normal priority PIREP. We have the location. I've already explained how to read that, so I'm not going to do that again. The time is the same, the flight level, same kind of thing. This one I had to look up. The type is a Sikorsky H-60 helicopter. Interesting. Skies are clear. Okay. The weather, so this is an interesting one. The flight visibility is 99 statute miles. Basically, it just means unlimited visibility. That one I haven't shown you in this video yet. Temperature, I remember this one because it's like temp aloft. I don't know if that helps, but it's 18 degrees Celsius. No turbulence, no icing. And here's the fun one, military ops exploitations. I think they mean explosions. Crazy. Apparently they can't spell. Sometimes you see errors like that. Interesting. All right. So again, here's a fun one. I like their remark. Normal PIREP, the location. You can practice reading this. What time? Aircraft location, aircraft type, pretty obvious. Very smooth. And they said it is smooth as fresh ice on a cold winter's morn. Fun. I'm actually recording this in winter, hence my bad voice. I was sick. Thankfully, I'm almost better. But yeah, been pretty cold where I'm located. So there you go. All right. I got a couple more to practice with. Here is another crazy one that my students have sent me, an urgent PIREP. Why is it urgent? Well, if we look through the PIREP, oh yeah, I did find kind of a mistake in here. If the aircraft is over an airport, they really should include a kilo prefix. So we know that they're over an airport and not just a VOR. This one for some reason doesn't have it. I don't know why. But really, I decoded that as Scott Municipal Airport. I had to look that one up. What time it was, flight level is 5,500 feet. Okay, it is a Piper Cherokee 6. Here is why we have the urgent priority PIREP, because severe turbulence, and the pilot reported they had such a big updraft, the pilot was thrown from his seat or her seat. No injuries or damage reported, and the turbulence caused them to have a 90-degree course change. Crazy. Good thing that was reported as a urgent PIREP, because I would like to know about that for sure as a pilot or dispatcher. All right, and here's the last one that I thought was super crazy that one of my students sent me. Is another urgent PIREP. We'll see why in a second. It's all because of the remark. Here is the location. Once again, probably should have been coded differently because it seems to be an airport and not a VOR they're referencing. Time, flight level, pretty boring. But it's an Embraer 175. I had to look up the coding, but this one's pretty common and good one to know. So it's a big aircraft. The remark is that they had a near miss with a weather balloon at flight level 350. So yeah, weather balloons. I have an interesting video I will share in the video description about a tour of weather balloon release. They do go up to 100,000 feet. So it is definitely possible that an Embraer 175 encountered a weather balloon at 35,000 feet. Crazy, interesting PIREP, but again, not doctored in any way, sent to me by a student in class. And I would love to know any other PIREPs. Post them in the comments. Would love to see what you have seen in your experience with looking at PIREPs. Hope this was helpful to you for some practice decoding PIREPs and reading PIREPs. It's a very good skill to have as a pilot or as a dispatcher. Thanks for watching Aviation 101 with Laura. Have a great day.